Greetings, I'm Ted Simpson, and welcome to this demonstration of Activity 3-10, in which I'll be showing you how to install VMware tools onto an existing Windows Server 2016 virtual machine. In addition to installing the VMware tools, in this demonstration I'll also show you how to take a snapshot and then test your VMware tools installation. Well, let's get started. As you can see, I've started VMware Workstation and clicked on the Windows Server 2016 tab. Prior to doing an activity, it's often a good idea to take a snapshot. That way, if something goes wrong during the activity and you want to redo it, you can simply return the virtual machine to that point. To take a snapshot, I'll click VM menu and then click the snapshot option, then go over and click take snapshot. Now we're going to name our snapshot start activity 3-10, and this is and the system grabs an image of our virtual machine at this point. We're now going to power on the virtual machine as described in steps 1. Click OK to the Removable Devices menu. And now once it starts up, we're going to have to go and send a Control-Alt-Delete to the virtual machine so we can log in. And then click on Send Control-Delete. We'll now enter in our password by clicking into the virtual machine's window first. That will turn control over to the virtual machine and I can log in. Process. At this point, our Server Manager window is displayed and our Windows Server is up and running. But since we haven't seen the VMware Tools installation option, we need to manually start it as described in step 3. To do that, you go to the VM menu again, and you'll see down at the bottom here is Install VMware Tools. So let's select that option. This will connect a drive D, to your virtual machine. And it says what to do when this happens. And what we want to do is go in and run our setup program. Here we see the Welcome to Installation wizard. So at this point I'll click Next, described in step 4. And when we see the Choose Setup Type in step 5, we're going to click the Complete Setup option and then click on Next. We can now proceed to click on the Install button as described in step 6, and the installation process will proceed pretty much automatically on its own. Installation process is complete. We'll see a Finish button. So in step 7 we click the Finish button, and then in order to activate the VMware tools we need to click Yes to restart the system. The Windows Server, as described in step 8, will now restart, and in the process of restarting it will load the VMware tools and will gain the advantages of better performance as well as some additional tools we can use to manage our virtual machine. Once the system restarts, we can again go and hit our Control-Delete and log in. One of the nice advantages that you gain once you get VMware tools installed is the ability to move your cursor freely between the virtual machine and the desktop without having to do the Control-Alt to release the keyboard. So now I'm just going to move out, and in this case let's power down the virtual machine through the virtual machine menu, you'll see there's a number of options, some which didn't exist before. One is to shut down the guest. This does a normal power off. This is if you had clicked the power off button on the Windows Server. The other one is to suspend, which is nice if you just want to put the machine on hold for a while. The power off button does a hard power off. That's kind of like unplugging your server, so it's not the choice we want to take. So we're going to click shut down guest, and then we'll get a message confirming that. And I'll hit shut down for this message, and now it will go through a standard power off system, just like as if we had used the Windows Server power down button. One of the things you don't get out of this, however, is the ability to put a comment in as to the reason to power off. So it's still better to always power off the server through the normal server power off process rather than using the VM power menu option. Well, that ends our demonstration. In summary, during this demonstration I performed the following steps. First, I took a snapshot of the existing virtual machine so that we could return to it point if necessary. We then booted the Windows Server 2016 virtual machine and logged in. Since the VMware Tools installation did not start automatically, we went in and performed a manual VMware Tools install. After the installation, I rebooted the server and then tested the new features, including the ability to properly shut down a system from the VM menu. Well, I hope you found this demonstration beneficial. So until next time, I wish you the best in your technical journeys.